Hi, everybody. Al Bernstein here with another one of our quick hits, part of our boxing hangout series. And on this one, we're going to talk about the fight coming up on Spike TV on Friday, which features Andre Berto against Josesito Lopez. Now, this is a match which will be shown on Spike TV, part of the Premier Boxing Champions series of deals to get boxing matches out to as many people as possible. And boy, they've picked a good match for their debut on Spike. These two men are warriors. They are terrific fighters. They are both fighters who are slightly flawed, so they've suffered a few losses, but they are very, very exciting. Now, for Andre Berto, he has had injury issues, especially to his shoulder, and has suffered a couple of defeats in his career. However, Andre Berto is always an exciting fighter. We have seen him in a number of important matches in which, as a former champion, a championship by title, that, by the way, he had a number of defenses. He has fought some stirring matches like this one against Victor Ortiz, in which it was fight of the year in some quarters. Andre Berto always gives you your money's worth. He's a warrior. He's a very, very good fighter. And while he has struggled from time to time, I think, to find his identity as a fighter, there's no question he's produced exciting fights. And if I say exciting fights, well, I think the name Josesito Lopez goes hand in hand with that phrase, because Lopez has just been so exciting in every one of his fights. He burst upon the scene with his upset win over Ortiz, a match in which he fought extremely well against Marcos Maidana, even in a losing cause. He gave Maidana all kinds of trouble and almost knocked him out at a certain point in the fight. I believe that the Lopez-Berto fight could be one of the most entertaining matchups during a period in boxing in which we are riddled with entertaining matchups. You know, the landscape is dotted with these great fights, and I think this one is going to be among the best. Part of the issue here is whether Lopez can keep the very strong Berto off him. Can he, physically Berto might be a little stronger, although let me say there's not much difference in punching power, I don't think, between these two. Now, Lopez came up in weight. He was originally at a lower weight, and he matriculated to the welterweight division. But now I think he probably feels comfortable there, and I think he and Berto are going to make a terrific fight. One other thing that's of note about this match is that I mentioned it's the launching of this series on Spike TV. And one of the positive attributes of the series is that my good friend and former colleague, Antonio Tarver, will be doing color commentary on the Spike matches. I'm so happy that Antonio is back on television. It was a joy to work with him during his years at Showtime. He is one of the very best color analysts to have done this sport in the last 20 years. And I'm glad that he's back on television, because he does fighters proud and does a superb job of analyzing the fight. So that's a big plus as well. So boxing all over the landscape, it's everywhere, and the fight between Berto and Lopez shouldn't be overlooked in this cacophony of noise of the great fights that we have around, because I'll tell you, it's a sleeper, and it could be a good one.